Right, here we are at the Forest Creek Historic Gold Diggings, still in Castlemaine. As you can see, this site was first mined in 1852, May of, and then sluiced from 1937 to 1954. As we get in there, we'll explain to you what sluicing means. But anyone that watches this channel probably already knows what that means. Anyway, so let's go in and have ourselves a look. Water. This is an old lake bed apparently, and river bed. So basically there's a lot of alluvial gold, or surface gold, and so through the means of high pressure water they would sluice it, and there's some of the equipment up here from it, which effectively means they just wash the hills away and down into sorting tables to see what gold they could pull out. You'll see a lot of that here. I've lost my son. I think he's found a duck. So here's the lake. I would assume that they put their water from there. All the signboards are being replaced currently as we speak, so there's nothing there. I'm just going off memories from when I was here last time. You can see the soil they're going in. This is an old riverbed or lake bed. It's very rocky and soily. Couldn't really mine into it. It collapsed very readily. So we've got something up there. I just believe that was a mill to power the sluice, a pump to power the sluice in there. We'll find out in a minute when we go down there. So the first thing we're going to go and look at is the remains of a pump and of a sluicing nozzle, some of its pipe work. So there's your pump. There's another pump housing here. They would have run an engine, steam engine, petrol engine, diesel engine. A few up there we'll go and have a look at, but we'll come and have a quick look at. First of all, that's where they mined. These were your water pipes they would have used, metal and riveted. And there's your nozzle. So that would have been your counterweight in there. That's your nozzle. Look at that. That's well and truly jammed. There's your sorting tables that the water would have rushed into. As you can see in there. Not sure if anyone ever mined in here, as in mined, but obviously sluiced, we know that much. So I think up further there's, what they used to do is just dig into the sides. There's an explanation of it up further. When we get there we'll have a look. So yeah, you got a pump over there. A lot of the quartz. That's the side of it. Absolutely chewed it up, didn't they? I don't know how much gold they pulled from here. But for them to be doing it for the period of time they did, they would have obviously been pulling something. Right, we'll head up to the first lot of housings and some relics up there. So there's our nozzle, that's your pipes. Amazing how this stuff just gets left here. It's a massive pump. Would have been a massive pump. Go over here, more relics. That's definitely an air compressor. Yeah. Isn't that cool? It's the air as it goes in there. Days. So this has got days written on it. Here's some internals of the pumps. There's your impellers. Another impeller. Housings. Interesting. There you go. And like a generator. That's a General Motors, a GM. How powerful it was in its day, the generator. So a GM, not sure what. Being Australia, could have been anything. You see anything written on it other than it's a GM?
CF37.
GM, CF37?
Yep.
Okay. Looks like a lathe here. Yeah. Right, we'll continue now over to the shed and have a quick look, and we'll continue. Alright, we've got the shed. I can't for the life of me remember what it was for. See if this is still in place. It says engine shed. It is a gas producing plant. Beyond that, it's wrecked. It's interesting. It was used to produce gas. See if we can see inside. There's definitely some stuff in there. Let's try the other side. Windows are very cloudy. Got more pumps and pump relics over there. Incredible. That's an interesting impeller. You can adjust them. They got screws. Big Y piece. Very interesting. Well, they produce gas. They need coal. Maybe they dump the coal in there using that. Definitely furnace-like. See what that is. We can't get down to the other windows. Or can we? Let's have a quick try. See if we can see in there. Curiosity's got the better of me now. Okay, I'll turn this on. See if you can see in there. Okay, try this one. I'm going to see something. Anyway, right, try and look it up and see what it says. So this part of the diggings we're at now, we've done there before, is called White Hills, I guess, because all the white quartz. Oh, pardon me. And these are some small little shafts that were dug. I can't remember the explanation for it, what they called it. But they would dig in, look, and then they'd wash it away. I think you see it clearer down here. The board's gone, so I can't tell you exactly. But when you come here, along here, and you look, you can see where they've dug in and they've washed it away. Camp Scully, I think it was called. Yeah, it is. Yeah, pretty bad, all the boards not being replaced yet. Would have been good. So yeah, there's a maze. You're all going down the maze, the rock maze. All this would have been washed away by their sluicing efforts. You can't really see any evidence of where they might. Oh yeah, there's one up there. I think when we get there, I'll turn back on. So you're just looking there, you can see evidence that they had mined into the side of the hills. Not very deep though. I think what happened is the original miners dug in, and then once they dug in, didn't find anything, any of the top gold they left. Then as they were doing the sluicing, they would come across evidence of these mines, all these little prospects. Okay. I think that's about it for this one. We'll continue on. We're going to, I think it's called Red, White and Blue Mine in Gower next, and then from there the old Gower School. Then we're going back to Maldon. We were camping due to the fact I don't know what's wrong with this vehicle. It keeps intermittently not wanting to start. So I've got it in at my mate's mechanics, hopefully on Tuesday the 2nd. Up until then I'll just have to take it easy with it until he can put it on a scan tool and find out what's wrong. See you then. Here we are at the Red, White and Blue mine. Give you that there. And that's as we see it today. Can't believe they're still standing. It is listed on the Victorian Heritage Register, which is pretty cool. It first kicked in. Let's see if we can find it. When did it kick off, Spenny?
I'm not seeing dates.
Not seeing dates either.
1853.
1853.
To say. General Major Mitchell passed through this area in 1836. Gold was found in 1853. They quickly grew out here.
1871. A number of shafts were sunk in the area along the reef, and mining continued on for many years. Between 1909 and 1915, a total of 232,369 ounces of gold was mined from here. Red, White and Blue was last mined in 1960 to a depth of 52 metres. At the time, the site consisted of the poppet head that we see, a boiler, a winding engine and a battery, change rooms and office and storage rooms. The poppet head was originally from the Bendigo Deborah United mine. The final days of mining here were the deep reef mining for layers of quartz. Well, there you go. We can go over and have a look down this one. How do you feel? I don't think Oh, we've done Mount Tarrangower, haven't we? Holy shit. That is so deep.
That's 52 metres, alright.
I have a very powerful torch in the car. We'll see if we can get a look down there. So there's your windings and the boiler room. What we'll do is we'll go and have a look at the picture and just have a look where everything was. Right. I'm assuming we are standing down here. So there's your tailings there, which would have been here. So that puts us standing somewhere around here. That and that would have been there. Would have been the engine house. And here would have been over there. If we go over there, we might find foundations or a brick, as Spencer would say. There's mines all the way through here, Muckleford State Forest. And my car wasn't acting like such a dick. We go hunting a few of them down these roads, just have a look. We're going to try and stick to main roads until I can sort out this issue. If you have a look up there, the two massive wheels are still there. That's incredible. Look at it, made out of iron. Riveted iron. It's amazing. Alright, we'll go get a torch and have a look down the shaft. We'll be back. Oh, so that's 14,000 lumens, best we can do.
Can I see something at the bottom?
I think it is.
I think there's water at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or something reflective. Could be a helmet, I'm not sure. But unfortunately we cannot see much.
Alright.
Anyway, that was the red, white and blue mine.
It was. Right, it's the mine. We're just walking away from it now. Let's have a look at this dam. There's a lot of frogs in that here. See if there's anything else around here. But like that map shows, there are so many mines and diggings out here. There's all picnic tables around this little lake, little dam. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Next we're going to look at the old Gower School. He's using a torch to burn himself.
Light hurts.
Light hurts. They say words hurt, but obviously never been blinded by 14,000 lumens. Alright,